Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching the channel, of course. Excuse the birds in the background. We're an animal loving family here. No clickbait titles today, absolutely not on this channel. It's just a nice event free day at Lake Vyrnwy with some great scenery. So come along and have a look what we got up to. Now then, today's visit is to the fantastic Lake Vyrnwy, and look at that scenery behind me. There's the water tower over there. Now this was a man-made reservoir built between 1881 and 1888, and the village of Llandwydn had to be submerged in water to create the reservoir. And on a really dry day, you can actually still see the foundations of the village. Obviously, because it's a man-made reservoir, there's strict no swimming rules, purely on the basis that there's pipes and all sorts underneath. It's not and of course it does create, as I was talking to one of the wardens earlier, it does create a few cyclones, etc. But absolutely stunning. That's the water tower. It was originally built by Liverpool Water Company to provide water for Liverpool, and even to this day it does provide water still for the city of Liverpool. So obviously we're going to go around the lake and show you some stuff. It's also got a dam which is further over there, where there'll be some drone footage as well. So all in all, it's an absolutely fantastic lake. It's approximately 11.5 miles all the way around, and you are able to drive, walk, cycle all the way around the lake. There's loads of waterfalls down the outskirts where for the dam to work, basically this has to overflow. It's about 10 feet lower than it normally is with this heat, but basically as the water, when you get floods from the mountain, it all comes down, floods the reservoir, and it goes over the dam by the entrance. So a little bit of information about Lake Vyrnwy, and as we go around I'm sure we'll have some other snippets of information for you as well. Now all round the lake there's signs explaining what you can and can't do, etc. Basically, you can actually walk across the very first solid masonry dam of its kind, which we'll go out later on. But they've even got somewhere some little bird huts where you can actually watch the birds and the wildlife. It's absolutely stunning. And basically all the way around here, we've got a car park where you can obviously park as long as you want. As you can see down there, people are, bringing packed lunches and all sorts. So every few hundred yards or so, you'll get a car park area, as we've got there, and pretty much this is the path or the road all the way around the lake. It's absolutely gorgeous. A lot of single places, passing places, so you're not too bothered. We have been here in the motorhome. We're in the car today because we knew there wasn't a great deal of space, but yeah, you can get the motorhomes through. No overnight parking though, unfortunately. So there we are. You should see on the sign there's the centenary bird hide, where you go into a little log cabin, if you like, and you can sit there and watch out for any birds that you don't normally see. So absolutely fantastic. We will pop down to the cafe later on. There's a cafe car park you can go down, and again, just looking out to the lake there, absolutely stunning. Now all around the lake there's some clearings. You can see the lake on the drive pretty much round. Not got the best part, to be fair, but unfortunately there's not many parking places where you've got an open view, so I've parked up to have a look. It took 2 years to fill the lake. Once they've built the dam, it was like 31 houses, 2 churches and a couple of farms were obviously basically sacrificed in the face of filling up the lake. Obviously, as we said before, it was submerged, and there are approximately 30, try and imagine, well, you won't be able to imagine the actual number, there are approximately 13 billion gallons of water in that lake. That's a lot of water, isn't it? 13 billion gallons. Apparently it's a quote 13,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools, if you want really information. But there we are, all the way around, sensational views. It's a great day trip, to be honest. No overnight parking, which is obviously understandable, but if you want a day out, it's situated in Powys, It's about half an hour from Bala Lake. But if you get, we love going to Bala Lake, but for another half hour, this is the place to come. Now here on the lake, there's a boating area where you can go on boat trips on the lake, and obviously down there I'm looking at, you can maybe hire canoes and probably bring your own kayaks on there. That'd be great fun, wouldn't it? And there of course is the dam that we were talking about before. That's where the dam is blocked off. Trying to work out, is that a drone there or a bird? I think it's a drone. So there we are, absolutely stunning. In the distance there on the hill is the hotel, which overlooks the lake. And of course, we were lucky enough a couple of years ago, we stayed there and it was absolutely brilliant. But obviously, as you can imagine, rather expensive. But there we are. So now we're currently at the cafe. We're in the car park. There's a cafe there. Unfortunately, it's shut today. So we would have had a bite to eat. Well, here's one of the capel hides, as it's called there. Apparently, I don't know what capel stands for. Please close the door to prevent birds from entering the hide. Lynn's already inside with the pups. So if you go inside here, oh, and it's a lot cooler. So the bird watchers can basically come in and have a seat there and quietly watch the birds.
Oh, there you go. Oh, sorry.
So they're not like Lynn to startle the birds, is it? So there we are.
They're all waiting up there in the bushes.
In the bushes. You could sit in here for about half an hour and you just see all the birds coming in.
You see that?
It's a great idea all the way around. There's little huts like this in the forestry, and you can go in and just have a watch of the various birds. There is on the other side pictures of the various birds that you could maybe come across. So there we are. Brilliant. You can see one there is eating. Yeah, it's just flown off. There's loads of them. There's another one come down. It's great to see. And you're here out the way. They may be able to hear us a little bit, I don't know. But stunning. There we are. A couple of beautiful houses overlooking the dam. Look at that beautiful piece of wood in the garden. I'm thinking massive fish tank for that. And the Bryn Owl Church. That'd be nice, well, living in one of those, wouldn't it? I'm sure they're connected to the church at some point. The cafe that was just closed is reopened at the top of this hill to the left, so we may tempt ourselves to something to eat or a drink, certainly. So there we are, that's the edge of the dam. Now, when we first came here, that dam was overflowing with water, so it was April, because that would have been Lynn's birthday. There's the hotel to the left, that's where we stayed. So basically, I was talking to the ranger, as we said earlier on, probably April-wise, the water flows over there, down to the bottom there. So that's where they blocked off all the river to make, of course, the reservoir. Officially a reservoir, but of course it's called a lake. So we're actually stood on the dam now, which you can walk across where that car is. And obviously to the left there, you've got the actual lake. There, of course, is the water tower over there. We always call it the Princess's Tower. And then, of course, to the right at the top, you've got the hotel. And then if we cross the road here, when the dam goes, it falls into the river. That's the River Vyrnwy. And then of course the water will go to wherever it goes to. As you can see there at the bottom, the water building, I presume that sort of controls any excess. I don't know how that works, but it's great, isn't it? Looking over there, it's some sort of water. As I say, I can only think that's some sort of control for where any excess water, but that is the River Vyrnwy. But look at the actual beautiful views. Could you live in somewhere like that? I know I could. Stunning. Right, so I'm standing on the dam, and as you can see behind, that's obviously Lake Vyrnwy. This is the start, or this is where we generally start for a drive round. We're going to go back to the end, and we're going to drive all the way around, which is approximately 13 mile, and it takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes, possibly take longer because you do stop with all the scenery. So come and see us on the journey. Join us in the journey. We've just reached the laughing place, and Lynn's got something to say.
I was wrong, it is the laughing place. I thought it was back there, but it's not.
How many words have you got to eat?
Quite a few, but I'm not hungry.
Take about a week to lose those. Beautiful city. We've just stopped in one of the areas just on the way back there. So quite a little drop there to the edge. It's actually great that you can actually go round down to the water's edge, because everything's sort of fully in bloom. A few gaps we couldn't really see through properly, but I think you get the drift. Absolutely beautiful day out. Now we've just pulled into the side. We're still obviously round Lake Vyrnwy, and there's a path which they've built really nicely there, and we can walk down here, and there's a bird hide at the bottom right by the lake, and you can go in like we did by the cafe earlier. This is right by the lake, and you can spot the birds, and of course they're happy to just oops, drop me case. They're happy to sort of feed right outside where you are. So hopefully we might be able to... here we are. Oh, what a beautiful view. Welcome to Lakeside Hyde. Absolutely stunning. And if we pop inside, it's really hot. There we are, the world's fastest flyer. So if we look at the map there of Lake Vyrnwy, let's have a look where we are on this one. We're here, St Henry Hyde. So there we are. Oh, the window's open here, so again, absolutely beautiful scenery. Isn't it wonderful? Have you seen anything you like, Lynn?
Well, everything really, to be honest.
Should we tell the viewers about your predicament?
No, thank you.
There we are. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So that's near the end of our trip round Lake Vyrnwy today. The weather's been absolutely fantastic. Everything's in full bloom. You can drive all the way around. We actually saw somebody walking all the way around as well. That's a good walk. That is. It's 12 mile approximately. I must admit, we're tempted one day we bring the bikes, and one day we'll park up and take the bikes round. That would be cool. But we've stopped a couple of times, had a bit of food, and the dogs have had to play in the water, etc, etc. But seriously, you ever want a day out, this is the place to go. As you can see behind me, all the way around, beautiful, beautiful scenery. So our trip to Lake Vyrnwy. This was one of the stop-offs we had, and as you can see, again, beautiful views by the lake. There's some seating areas there. Obviously a lot of dogs, which is absolutely fine. It's very dog friendly. Let's show you the sign as to where we're at. And again, look out for those birds. Lots of wildlife, as you can obviously presume there would be anyway. Absolutely brilliant. The peregrine hunting, apparently, if you look up sometimes you may see. But yeah, let's walk down here. We came down here last time and had a packed lunch. But what a beautiful day we've had. Absolutely brilliant. It helps that we've had the weather to match as well. The only downside is I wish I'd have put my shorts on. There's a nice bit of driftwood for the fish tank. Oh, God blimey, if I could get one of them $1 million fish tanks, that'd be great for it. Dream on, eh? There's actually people swimming in the lake there, which is not recommended. Not recommended whatsoever, but hey ho, you can't educate stupid. Because it's a man-made lake. Look at that. No swimming, no paddle boards, and there's parents sitting there allowing their kids to swim. So there we are. It just sees rules are for everybody else, aren't they? So not great, but hey ho, we don't get involved in that one. But absolutely, look at the view over the lake. Part of me wants to go down and give the parents a reading lesson, but there we are. Absolutely brilliant. The last time we were here, we had a wedding. Obviously, somebody got married reasonably local, and they must have decided to come down and do the wedding pictures here. So that was nice. So that was our trip to Lake Vyrnwy. Absolutely beautiful scenery. Get the chance, do yourself a favour, get down there for the day. It's situated not far from Bala Lake, but I must admit, if you're going to go to Bala Lake, I'd rather spend the day in Lake Vyrnwy, which is about half an hour away. A lot more sights, a lot more scenery, although Bala Lake is a beautiful place, of course. If you've liked the video, please like, subscribe, follow, the usual paraphernalia. It doesn't cost you anything. And as a fairly sort of new YouTuber, if you like, I'm trying to build a channel. So be fair. Come on, press that button. Not tomorrow, not later. Do it now. So until the next time, don't forget, if you've got any ideas of where you'd like me to go, put them in the comments. I'll happily consider anywhere we go. I just love travelling. So get it in the comments and maybe I can come to your area. See you soon. Ciao.